The 6-2.
Is that what they said?
They're all embracing it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I was very impressed with Loyola. They run a really nice offense, do a good job. I thought our serving got to them in game 2. So when you run that fast offense like that, if you have to slow it down, it becomes more predictable and easier to defend. I thought we just played really steady volleyball, and we were able to kill the ball, and even when we didn't pass, we've got some pretty good swings. So I thought both setters did a nice job, and you always have you got 6 hitters you got to defend in that system. So it's and anybody can get hot. So but we'll see where we go.
John, I asked you last week if you would consider running 6-2, and you said no. What changed your mind to try it out?
I said no. Was it for this week or for last week?
It was last week.
Last week, yeah. We were not thinking about a 6-2 last week.
What changed your mind about switching up this week?
It's something we've talked about. I feel like when you run a 5-1, your setter has to be really good and find ways to get your hitters kills. Kennedy's still figuring that out. Of course, Nicklin's got 4 years of experience, and Ani's a very good setter. We just felt like, I want to get these outside hitters on the court. So it gets Allie out there and Lindsay, and so we wanted to look at it and see. So we spent a couple days working on it, and there's disadvantages to everything you do. So you got to pick and choose, and my job is to figure out our best lineup that gives us the best chance to win.
Why was the 6-2 with Nicklin and Ani? Why those two?
I just feel like they've been setting really well, and we've been still training Nicklin, and they're just a little more comfortable, I think, in that running a 6-2, and so I just felt like kind of going with the experience there, because it is a lot to change, and it creates all kinds of new lineups and new placement and new people next to each other. So you got to have, those two guys can handle it.
How did you feel the transition went between the two of them? One was on the floor and the other one was rotating out.
Yeah, and that's another reason. In 5-1, the setter's out there all the time. In 6-2, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. Well, Ani's used to that. Her whole career here, she's been a sub that's come in. We let her go through the back row before, and Nicklin, I think, is at a point she can handle anything. So. But that is setters like to be in a rhythm, and they have to mentally kind of hang in there until their turn comes, until they get to go back in.
Looking ahead next week, do you think you're going to run a 6-2 maybe against Creighton?
I don't know. I got to look at the video and practice tomorrow, and we got another match on Saturday. So I guess look at the video and see, and see what my assistant coaches think.
Did you come close to running out of subs any of the sets tonight?
No, not tonight.
I know that was a consideration.
Right.
And you still played Kenzie in there. Was that what appealed the 6-2, be able to get her still on the court?
Right. And that's that. We want her out there as much as we can, so we start to get her through as much as we can before we have to burn a sub. So she started at right front tonight and was hit out of the front row. And we were a little discombobulated because we only worked on it couple days. Well, like I said, it was all new for them. Whitney forgot to go to her spot, and so we had a lot to smooth out. But we're trying to keep get her in the match as much as we can to take advantage of her back row. That's one of the disadvantages of a 6-2. You can't serve sub. You might get one sub going like Kenzie because you got your other setter opposites subbing. That's why Becca your middle has to serve now, and Becca did a really good job tonight. That kid competes. She made some amazing plays tonight for a middle blocker. Haven't seen that in a while.
I think she had a block on their overpass. The overpass you went from block. Is that the type of athleticism you see from her a lot?
Well, but just the play, she came down there. She came off the net and flew. The ball was like 6 inches off the ground. She came and flew there and popped that thing up. And you don't see many middles in America doing that. That was ESPN type play.
Coach, you had a lot of players contribute tonight. Who would you say impressed you the most?
I never look at who impresses because, I look at how our team plays and do we play with each other, for each other as a team? Are we trying to become a great team? And if you do that, then people are going to stand out. And at times, everybody kind of stood out tonight.
Did you make progress in the serving game?
A little bit. We started off shaky because I've had the heat on them, and we have 5 aces, 6 errors, so that's a pretty good night against a very good passing team. They're very good, and their numbers last weekend were higher than ours passing. And even though they should have never lost to Kansas last week. They never should have lost, and Utah was close, and then they beat Utah Valley. So a team's going to win some games.
Are you going to see another team as fast as Loyola Marymount this year?
I'm sure we will. I haven't looked at Mississippi yet, so I don't know what they're doing. I haven't seen. I'm looking on our next opponent. So, but there will. I mean, that is a trend in college volleyball to go faster. So we could see more of it. Yeah, I don't know in the Big Ten if we'll see some of it, but that'll be interesting to follow that.
How would you evaluate Allie's performance tonight?
She did great. Yeah, it's kind of her. She's missed some, so it's kind of her first. That's kind of her first big match, I think. So I thought she did a good job.
Looking ahead to Saturday, you're playing Ole Miss. How do you feel playing against Kayla Bamworth, who used to be on your side coaching for you, now playing against her?
Well, I coached her too, so I'm proud of her. She had a great turnaround at Ole Miss, and it's fun when these former players come back here, as long as the Huskers win. All good?
All right.
Okay, guys, thanks.